Hi. For our quick intro, we're gonna tell you about things you need to watch.
Exciting!
Exciting things. That's what we're gonna try to do.
Exciting!
Get that face on your face. Mine isn't a movie by any means, but I'm really excited for it. Watch the Fallout 4 trailer if you haven't watched it yet. If you haven't played any of the Fallout games, you're going, oh, it's a dog and stuff. If you play the Fallout games, you're going to be like, oh my god!
They're good.
Oh, man.
Also, if you like Mad Max, you'll probably really like Fallout if you don't already.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little toned down, but yeah.
No, yeah, totally. But still, the concepts are there.
And then what do you suggest for them to keep an eye out for?
Well, coming this Saturday is Season 3 of Orange is the New Black on Netflix. If you haven't watched that show yet, you're gay.
Yeah, no, you are totally, like a faggot. Not like in the, you like sex with men, but like, you're just like a, you're just like a gay faggot.
No, I'm not being homophobic.
No, not homosexual.
I mean like
you're
gay,
just,
like stupid.
Yeah, you're just a stupid gay guy.
Right, exactly. You're just a stupid gay dude.
No, seriously, took a bad turn, but watching Orange is the New Black, I'm really excited for it.
Show.
And watch the Fallout 4 trailer, and we'll see you in a second. Hello, the internet! I took a lower because you went high. Hello, the internet. Welcome to Professional Movie Reviews. This is Billy.
I'm Billy.
Oh, it's Billy.
We're drinking brandy.
And we're doing the movie Spy. The way this works is, I forget to tell you to follow us on our social medias. Facebook and Twitter and
Tinder and Grindr.
I don't know what any of those things are, but I know whenever somebody says swipe right, they're referencing Tinder.
Yeah.
I know that. And I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing.
Grindr's about finding a blowjob in your area.
Oh! Well, fuck. Jesus. Anyways. I'm glad you guys now know that. I do now. So we're here for the movie Spy. The way this works is we say the positives about the movie, we just watched it, and the negatives. And, do we have to say anything else until we get to the grittiness?
I don't think so.
Alright, let's start off with positives, because I actually have a few.
Yeah, you go first.
This movie's by, I've said the name 100 times in my mind.
Other movies?
The guy who made, Bridesmaids and those other stuff, and he's actually going up to do, Ghostbusters. So he actually worked with Melissa McCarthy a lot, and they got the thing going. If your thing is Melissa McCarthy, yeah, no, he knows how to direct her. And one of my really big positives is they reference that she's a big gal. She's a big gal. It would be weird if they didn't, but it isn't that like pitch perfect Rebel Wilson falling a lot type comedy they do with the big gal. She actually makes jokes, and she's funny on her own merits, and I really like that. Anything to add on that?
No, I pretty much agree with all that.
Okay, cool. Okay, and then, I had something I thought was going to be a positive, and then later it became a negative. This is actually really action-y. A lot more action-y than the trailers made it seem.
That's true.
And I really liked the action, at least how it was directed. And it's not because it was good. It was because it's not shaky, quick-cut, lazy action. This dude actually put a lot of thought into his action. And he used the slow motion thing a lot, and it seemed gimmicky. Yeah. But it's better than what we usually get. I'm not saying that, oh my god, this is a new Antoine Fuqua. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it's refreshing to see not shitty action. Mm-hmm. And the gore caught me off guard, and I loved it. There's actually a lot of gore.
Yeah, there's a fair bit. I was really impressed, and a lot more cursing than I expected.
No, this is a rated R movie. Don't take your kids to go see it. It didn't quite show you that.
The language almost warranted an NC-17.
Oh, man. More fucks than you could. Well, Jason Statham just goes when he's talking. It's a fuck every other sentence. It was bad. But, I mean, it was fine. But yeah, so that's just a quick little warning. Yeah, I don't know what else I really got for positives. I mean, I actually liked I walked out of it like I didn't just waste money. That's good. I mean, there was moments that got me mad, but I laughed more than those. So, yeah, I'm just saying that that's a positive on its own. It wasn't shitty. All right, what are yours?
Jason Statham is by far my biggest positive for this movie. I love him. I've loved him in everything I've seen him in. He's done drama well. Of course, he does action well. He does comedy perfectly. Snatch is in my top 10 probably.
And The Cranked, which is that perfect blend of comedy and action.
Totally.
And mindlessness. Oh.
And just a tiniest bit of sex appeal. But that's a different movie. So we're talking about Spy. And another thing I liked about it were all the locations. This movie shot, presumably it's shot all over Europe, but it takes place all over Europe. And so there's a lot of really cool urban shots in France and in Hungary and in Italy. Yep. So there's a lot of cool stuff to see. We learned a little bit today. We learned about cars in countries other than England. Yeah,
and the whole time they're driving on the same side that we drive on, and I was like, bullshit! Calling in, like, inconsistencies. And then the person we're sitting next to, she lived in Europe for a while. I'm like, this isn't accurate, right? She's like, no, that's just Britain and Japan and Australia. You suck. I'm like, damn it, movie! So that was good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good gags in this movie, and I'll get to more of that in my negatives as well. But the jokes that landed were really, really funny. I really enjoyed a lot of the gags in this movie, and a lot of the quotes. There's a lot of good quotable parts in this movie.
I liked a lot of the gags. A lot did fall through, which I know you will get into. Yeah. Now I got actually reminded of another one. Now this one's oddly specific, but the whole point of this movie was the CIA secret agent we see all the time, Bond, Bourne, whatever, the person who's in that person's ear. And I don't know if you noticed it, and I don't know if this is actually what they're going for, but I really like that a lot of the time action that was going on here, like shit was going on to the person in the ear, like bats were attacking them, and like rats were all over them, and people were just getting in their way. And I thought that was really funny that they didn't just, like, juxtapose the action with nothing, that they were juxtaposing it with lame action at the same time.
I was going to say that for my negatives, but that's...
I liked it, though!
But I need to address it. I don't think that if they were going that route, that they went big enough. I think they should have gone bigger. I think they could have gone to airplane levels. I think they could have gone to airplane levels of physical comedy happening in the background.
I could have taken that. But I did think they went a lot bigger, and I thought they would. Like, they were like, oh, this cake's disgusting. I'm like, why do we keep talking about the cake?
Because there's poop in it.
Bats are everywhere. I was like, what?
And then after the bats, there's mice. And
yeah. But did you notice just mice randomly on them?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I thought that was funny.
It stopped about after the first two scenes, though.
No, later on you would still see mice on the one chick's shoulder.
When the asthmatic Big Bird was actually in Europe, I don't think we saw.
Oh no, not after that. But we didn't go back to. Anyways.
No, we did. They were gone. They went back to
okay. Alright, but anyways, I'm gonna put that as a positive. We already know that things happening back at headquarters, negative to him, which I respect. I actually thought it caught me off guard, and I liked it. There's a mouse in my boobs. I thought that was funny.
They could have gone bigger, though.
Bigger boobs or bigger mice?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna, if you're good with positives.
Yep, well, I'm gonna get to positives, or to negatives.
Yep, we'll flip the book to the negatives, and you can take over.
Okay, negatives. I have a lot of negatives for this movie, and I created a list in my head. Let's see if I can get through it all. Bad special effects. The added in digitally special effects splashes, and you really like the blood clouds. I thought they were cheap.
I like the blood clouds. Well, you always see blood splatter. It's good to see a cloud.
In the two shots that they used the cloud in the movie. It was inconsistent. There were too many riff sessions in this movie where they'd be like, I'm going to try this version of the joke, and then I'm going to do a different version of the same joke for the same scene. They did that at least 5 times in this movie. They had riff sessions in the final cut of the movie.
I'm not going to cut your stride, but I'll get back to that.
Yeah. Another thing is that they had canned reactions to said riff sessions. They had prepared statements that could apply to a number of comments made in, like, categories.
Oh, you're talking fast. Oh, yeah. You're saying things.
Oh, I don't think that's medically possible. Like, these are just things that they could just record her saying and then put them in, or record somebody else saying and put them in, and they'd make sense.
It did take me out of those
and even be mildly funny, but they were obviously canned.
Oh, yeah.
Or they were shot after the riff session as reactions to things that were said. But either way, they came off fake. Another big thing is the plot holes with travel times. We talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, there is definitely plot holes.
I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but
movies
characters
do
that make
that.
it to Europe way too fast.
Movies do that a lot. And, I mean, not saying that you can give them a free pass for it, but I notice that all the fucking time.
Right.
Like, even in movies I love, like Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck are you in Germany already? You're a giant ship. You can't just light speed, you know. But...
And the plot was predictable. I absolutely hated that the plot was predictable.
Yeah, we both called one right away, and then they did kind of take it back a little bit, no spoilers, but it wasn't enough to be like, oh, you flipped that predictability on my head. No.
The only thing in this whole movie that really surprised me was the Italian spy at the end being British.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
And
I won't spoil anything for you, but there's an additional gag there somewhere.
There's another gag.
And that's all I got.
Yeah, now back to the riffing. That's why I didn't add Jason Statham to my positive. Jason Statham was funny for his first couple scenes. I was like, here you go. Oh, he made me laugh. Oh, he made me laugh. And then he just wouldn't stop.
They turned him into a form.
It was the same joke. He just like listing all these dangerous things in the first
impossibly dangerous.
Yeah, impossibly dangerous. In the first couple minutes, I'm like, haha, that one's funny. Yeah, first couple minutes. And then it's literally him just listing and listing. And I'm just like, are we still doing this joke? It stopped being funny.
Did Seth MacFarlane write this movie?
Oh my god, I mean, Seth MacFarlane would have been a little bit funnier than that, but if you would have cut a lot of his riffing in half or even a third of it out, I would have liked it. And, like 2/3 of it out. But, yeah, I really wanted Jason Statham to be positive, but he's totally negative to me, and that really sucks, because I really wanted him to, because he's made me laugh in non-comedic roles before, just his acting's made me laugh, so I was really hoping he was going to pull through, and I'm going to be like, he's going to be a comedic actor now. He didn't do that to me. He just didn't prove to me he could be a comedic actor now. Only comedic, not like have a funny role like in Snatch, but like own. Now, speaking of owning, I'm going to be the least popular human being ever. I do not like Melissa McCarthy in a leading role. I don't. I think she's hilarious. I do.
I think in the right vehicle.
Yeah, maybe we haven't found the right vehicle yet.
Well, I mean, I really liked The Heat. I thought The Heat was
great. It wasn't bad.
But Tammy was awful. Identity Theft was fucking terrible.
Yeah, no, I made it about halfway through and I actually stopped. I was watching it by myself and I never do that. Yeah. I never give up on movies.
This movie was also... I'll tell you how bad it was in a little bit, but The Heat is a great vehicle for her, and I'm glad they're making a sequel because.
But still, she's sharing the screen a little bit more.
Yeah, no,
this
totally.
She owned it. Like I thought it was going to be her and someone. No, she was in damn near every scene, and she. I don't know. I get fatigue of her through a movie. I'm like, oh my god, say something different.
Right. It was like her special on SNL. It was just the same McCarthyisms over and over again.
Yeah,
her same shtick.
And I really like her. Look, she's easily my favorite part of a movie, almost my favorite part of, Bridesmaids. I think that was her breakout role, and I loved her in that, but actually, I just don't.
Her breakout role was Gilmore Girls as Suki.
I was talking about movies. I'm talking about movies.
I missed the point.
Okay, no, I didn't watch Gilmore Girls because I was born with the stick between my legs, but I heard it's good by girls.
Oh, yeah, it's really witty. Out there.
All right. You totally have more negatives, don't you? Or were you just
lazy cinematography was the last one I had.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you. I almost forgot that one.
No, it was good. Very textbook shots. There was nothing risky or new. I don't think there was a single macro shot in the whole movie. And that's not really a category you can fault a movie on, is not having a macro shot, but... I mean, you
have things you like.
I wanted to see more variety, and it just wasn't there. Everything was very plain: A shot, B shot. It's.
You might not agree, but I will defend the action scenes. I liked more than I thought I would. But yeah, everything else was pretty
boring,
formulaic, definitely, and not the they're purposely being formulaic. No, it was just bad. You want to go to your ratings?
Yes.
Cool. That's not my rating.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I gave this movie 4 out of 10 fucking gay Swedish gummy fish. That's what I gave the movie.
Swedish gay gummy fish.
Yeah.
Wow, you actually gave it higher than I thought you would. I'm giving it 4.5 old cat ladies. That's my cat lady. What do you think?
It certainly has a cat.
Yep.
And
sure.
It's a lady.
It's a lady. And she's old, probably. I mean, she's a drawing. So I mean, she's not very old as a drawing.
I don't know.
But okay, if you watched this movie, tell us what you thought about it in the comments. If you haven't watched it, tell us what you were gonna do.
Maybe
when you
tell
watch
us why you're not going to see it, or why you still are going
or,
to see it.
Or, you know, maybe... You know, a 4.5 is what I expect for this comedy. It actually met my expectations. These throwaway comedies aren't a bad thing. We need something to distract us in between the Avengers and the Fast and Furious. I don't think they're a bad thing. Not every comedy can be like, oh... I still say go see it. If comedy's your thing, go see it.
I will give this
Paul
movie...
Feig, I just remembered his name.
Paul Feig. I'll give this movie one good point, is that I did give it a higher score than I was intending to before I saw it.
He texted me, I can't wait to rip that movie apart.
I was going to blow this movie up, but I was
not our lowest.
Like, I walked in expecting a 2 and I got a 4. So,
and that's a big for Billy. Yeah,
and I walked in. I really am. You guys have seen my '80s list of comedies, so
yeah. No. This isn't even in
the finest
200 of comedies. This movie isn't even near them. But anyways, talk to you guys later. Like and subscribe if you haven't done that. Those actually mean something to us. Please subscribe. And the most important thing is bye.
Bye.
Excuse me.